So kindly tell us, who is Louis Lobong?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate these interactions. I would like also to appreciate you, the young people, trying to promote the Ateker community. I would like to encourage you to continue to do so, because the future belongs to you. And the benefit of Ateker, the unity of Ateker belongs to you. Coming back to who is Louis Lobong, Louis Lobong is a member from Ateker community, born from a Toposa community, who are members of Ateker in South Sudan. Louis Lobong was born around, there's no specific date. It is estimated that Louis Lobong was born around 1964 to 66 to a family called Lobong Lojore, that's the father, and the mother is Locha. So this is about Louis Lobong, and he was one of the revolutionary comrades who have participated in the liberation of the Republic of South Sudan. Louis Lobong grew in Sudan. He studied in Sudan and joined the liberation in Sudan. And he has been working, holding a different position. As of now, he is a governor of Kapoeta State.
Tell us more about your visit to Kenya.
My visit to Kapoeta is both private and official. The first visit, why I came first was to participate in a traditional marriage of one of our members, one of my relatives who married a Kenyan. That's why I'm saying that was a private one.
Was it your first visit to Kenya, or you have been coming?
Oh, no. I thought you are talking about the recent one now here.
Okay, I'm talking about the recent one.
Yes, this is the recent one.
Okay.
I came for that, and also coincided with the visit of His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, for a state visit to Kenya. And then we were called by the two presidents, President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Salva Kiir Mayardit, to meet the community of the Ateker in the Republic of Kenya. This is the Turkana leaders. And yesterday we had a very fruitful meeting, and that was after the signing of the MOU between Kenya and South Sudan about the issue of the border. And so we had a fruitful meeting, and we agreed to work to bring harmony and peaceful coexistence among the people. Not only the Toposa and the Turkana, but also all the members of the Ateker. I think the leaders of Turkana and Toposa, going back to the 90s, has been putting a lot of efforts to harmonize and bring the Turkana and the Toposa together, and the Nyangatom of both in South Sudan and in Ethiopia. And that effort, I think, have resulted of reductions of organized raid. Previously, there used to be very well organized raids in thousands, in hundreds, and such a raid was make a lot of negative impact among this community, because when they go, they kill many people and they take a lot of cattle, and making some families very poor and vulnerable, to the point now that that kind of raid, organized raid, have become stealing. Actually, there's no real or organized raid; it is stealing, and I think the two administration or governments of Kapoeta and Turkana are still putting a lot of efforts on how to continue to minimize these cattle thefts.
You know, the cattle rustling has become a perennial thing. I think maybe you leaders, you are reluctant on your side, or it's happening over and over. What's that one thing that maybe it can be done to stop this from occurring again? Because since I was young, a little girl, I used to hear about the raids. I'm now a big girl. I'm still hearing the same thing.
What you are hearing is cattle thefts.
Yeah, that's what
When
I'm
you are
referring
young, you are hearing cattle raiding.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference between cattle raiding and cattle thefts.
Kindly tell us more about that.
Yes, cattle raiding is, as I was explaining, this is that involves more than 50 or 100 or 200 people, which is coming from different places, and they go for a major attack or a major raid. That is a stop, and that is a stop not for nothing but by the effort put by the leaders of these two communities. But what is happening now is cattle theft. One or two people or three go and steal, and sometimes they kill. Of course, they kill in order to take the cattle. Long time ago, maybe when you are young or even before you are born, the Turkana could even, some people could go in for the purpose to kill. So that he has a name. He's proud of killing somebody. They make a marks. And those things are now diminishing. They are not anymore there. What is happening now is because of greediness and poverty. Somebody wants to get something. And this theft is also happening in towns, even in Nairobi. You hear of robbery, you hear people being hijacked, and even in New York. So everywhere, theft always exists. And that is remaining now the work of organized forces. That is the police that's supposed to track these individuals to harass them. And therefore, I believe here and there, this is what is missing. That our organized forces are not helping the leaders of these two communities to track and be able, because these people are armed, they have a gun. And a mere politician cannot go and arrest them. And therefore, it is only the police who is mandated to arrest this kind of thefts, this kind of criminals. And therefore, sometimes our communities of the Ateker continue to blame their leaders because there is a limitation of their leaders. They will
Lobong
not be able.
Lojore is an event organized by Turkana County government, bringing the Ateker Cluster together. Do you think it has created any impact to the Ateker Cluster?
Oh, yes. I believe, our communities or members of the Ateker in these 4 countries of Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, and Ethiopia, they long time ago, after of course they have separated, and the previous regimes in all these countries were not putting efforts, and particularly after the demarcations of Africa and separate these people into different governments or administration, they look the other side to be enemies, and there was no interaction, because when people are fighting, you would not know the other side, and therefore the people who are growing only knows that these people are our enemies. Now that there is this kind of occasions, events that bringing them together, now it is opening slowly their eyes. So although these people are our brothers, we share the same culture, we speak the same. So such kind of event, particularly like the event of Lobong Lojore, a lot of impact. Of course, people who have been used to something, or people who had a very negative perception about the other side, it will take time for them to realize. And it will take time for such a thing to make an impact, positive impact. But I want to assure you that it is already making, and it will go slowly.
Okay, are there any challenges as Ateker Cluster you leaders face?
Yes, there are challenges. One of the challenges was what I've said is that the organized forces, that is the police, whatever they call the army, whatever, different states or countries, are not helping the members of the Ateker, the few suspects or few criminals, to be arrested and be brought to book. If these things take place, they're arrested and taken to courts, and whatever they have stolen in return, this will make a lot of impacts and minimize and will stop these cattle thefts. That is one. The second one is the basic services these people need at the cross borders, because these people, they come into their respective borders, which was drawn by the colonials. And when they come there is scarcity of resources. They scramble off these resources, particularly water. And therefore, when there is a very small area where there's a water point, and everybody wants to own it, and everybody wants to be there the first. And this is what's bringing problems. And that is the second major challenges. And that require respective governments to help in providing those basic services in this particular place, so that is enough for all of them.
Any message to Ateker?
First of all, I want to appreciate that members of the Ateker are now slowly coming to understand that they are one people. I am one of the people who initiated the word Ateker, because when we grow, we came to know that we are called Karamoja Cluster.
What motivated you to create that name Ateker?
Because we wanted a terminology that is acceptable by both. Because I believe that time the Turkana will not feel that, they feel that they are not included in the terminology called Karamoja Cluster. Because Karamoja Cluster is just one of the sections, one of the tribes of the major Ateker. And therefore, we set a group of leaders, and some from here, and we designed that the terminology that can bring our people together is called Ateker. And we initiated it in South Sudan. And now that the young people, are picking up, I'm very much happy. And therefore, my message to all the members of the Ateker is that, one, we need to thank God. And we want to thank also the colonials who demarcated, who divided us. And first of all, God, because God has put us to be in these 4 countries, at the borders of these 4 countries, and we are neighbors. And we can use that opportunity for our benefit, for the development, for education, for our people. And we'll share the resources in these particular borders. That is one message that the Ateker should need to acknowledge and appreciate, that they are the most beloved, blessed people in the earth. Although they are still backward, but they need to know that that alone is a bright future for their generation to come. And also the colonials who made us, to divide us in this way, they should appreciate. Although sometimes they blame. So to me, that was a very good thing, and it is God, I think, who gave them that wisdom.
Yeah, the reason for that.
Finally, is now that let us use this opportunity that we have, that we are at the border of 4 countries to our advantage. And that we must stop following only a cow. We should move beyond that and make use of cow not for prestige but for economic purpose and for development of the members of the Ateker region. When I was in Nairobi, I met a group of young men and women who are also called themselves Ateker Global Network, and I appreciated their initiatives, and I gave them some of my advice. And now that I'm meeting also Ateker TV, I want to appreciate the initiative that you are coming up. And I think I want to say that this is the results of our initiatives that time. And because we are few and we are engaged with so many things, we could not go further. But now that you people, young people, have come with skills and talents, you are now creating this and making people know better about Ateker. I want to appreciate it very much, and I want to appeal to our leaders of members of Ateker to support you. And I would like to the Ateker community in general to support the TV and support the global network of the Ateker, because you are selling about the Ateker, you are trying to sell their culture and make people know that we are great people and we have a very rich culture. And I would like also that you encourage your brothers and sisters on both the other sides to do the same, and try to visit these countries and do the same, and so that people also know. Thank you.